Well, I haven't been that lucky this season when it comes to drops in D2R, but we've got stories of some people whose luck just flows. But first, here's my favorite find in recent history. Here I am in a terrorized chaos run where D-clone spawned. While all of the B-net nubs were busy killing the clone, I put my Annihilus charm in my stash so I can easily pick up the loot when it drops. And wouldn't you know, this one was a perfect PvP Annihilus charm. Oddly, my second one this year. Regardless, these 2020 Annihilus charms aren't where the real money is. But if not here, where? Let's take a look at some items and learn something. Let's start off by checking out this ring from Daffy's. Although it's a 5-point ring, look at the stats on this. All of them rolled perfectly. A lot of B-net PVM nubs overlook the replenish life that shows up on these rings, but believe it or not, that is a surprisingly good attribute in FPK or really for certain builds in PvP. A lot of people on the channel ask why, and it's because in a real duel, we rep to full.
In a real duel, me and my partner Z would have just repped all the way to full life, and we would just pin down a Necro and probably kill him.
The only shame about this ring right here is that it was found on Hardcore Ladder, and I'm not really sure if there's much of a FPK scene over there, but regardless, very nice ring. Ground Beef Smiley found this wand and turned it into a white rune word. And I like this item because it's actually a good talking point of sort of something that I've had in my back pocket for PvP for a very long time. You might remember from many moons ago now, there was a hybrid Necro build that we had out there, the hybrid Poison and Bone Necro. Believe it or not, that build is probably in the best spot it's ever been in the game's history, but no one's really experimented with it and taken it to the highest levels of competition. You could just slap this wand on your Bone Necro against an ES Fireballer or any ES Sorceress for that matter, and instantly gain access to lower res, Poison Nova, and Fire Golem. So believe it or not, this wand might actually be a sleeper, might actually be pretty good, not just for a swap out against a certain matchup, but this could be the best time in history for a hybrid Poison and Bone Necro in PvP, so be on the lookout for that. It's time for the Barbarian section of this trophy room. Amulets like this one from Fricka Fresh are very pretty at first glance, but High Lords usually outshines every single 220 barb amulet that you'll ever see. Now you could make a quick buck selling this in a pub game or something for 3 or 4 high runes. Maybe the guy that you hit would feel like he's getting a good deal for something. But truth be told, these things are only useful for a singer barb, and by the time you have the resources to get something like this, you should actually just build a real barb. They're way better. Navicular also submitted a pretty nice 220 of this caliber, but there's not really a huge demand for these things with barb skills. The real money is in amulets like this for the Barbarian. This is a level 30 barb amulet submitted by Fax. He actually sold this thing for 50,000 forum gold, as you can see in the screenshot. If you're like me, you're probably wondering why it says War Cries and not plus the barb skills. Well, this amulet is getting a lot of added value from a recent change in the low-level dueling rules. An alteration was made to ban cube bow in an attempt to nerf barbs to at least some degree. But the LLD market is sort of like the melee market in the sense that a small subset of devoted players are willing to pay an insane premium for near-perfect rare items like these. This is likely the best LLD barb amulet in existence right now. If you're a member of this channel, you saw this video months before it was released, so congrats and thank you for the support. Do you want to be on the in with this stuff? Then make sure to become a member with that button down below, or you could just roll with the B-net nubs your entire life.